Hey there, welcome to the Dynamic
Dynamic
Duo
Duo
Love
Love
Zone.
Zone.
Yes, it is a pleasure to be able to serve you. And tonight in our segment, we will be interpreting our song in our own way and jamming. So, y'all, I'm going to be jamming because I really like this song. I first heard it in the movie Mannequin. I really like that movie with the mannequin. D likes that movie too. That's a good movie, old school, if you don't know it, but you should watch it. But anyway, the song that we're going to interpret is Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now. Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now. It was released in 1987 by the group Starship. And the relationship goal is achieving our life dreams, and making them come true, especially through teamwork. Teamwork makes the
Dream work.
all right, so let's hear the song and talk about how we can make our life dreams come true as a couple.
Looking in your eyes, I see a paradise. This world that I found is too good to be true. Standing here beside you, want so much to give you this love in my heart that I'm feeling for you. Now see we're crazy. I don't care what where. Put your hand in my hand, baby. Don't ever look back. Let the world around us just fall apart. Baby, we can make it. We're heart to heart. We can build this thing together. Standing strong forever. Nothing's gonna stop us now. If this world runs out of knowers, we'll still have each other. Nothing's gonna stop us. Nothing's gonna stop us now.
I was jamming, D. I like this song. I was rocking it out. Okay, but I did put this in. I was rocking it out. All right, come on.
But
Now.
that just goes to let you know
Yeah.
how the beat to music, it really can pull you in, draw you in.
It can. It can draw you in.
Yeah.
And even in drawing you in, it can make you think. Because even when we talked about this song, I was thinking, wow, you know what? This song has some really good meaning to it, especially when it comes to a couple and their ability to overcome obstacles, and just not obstacles, but just achieve life dreams.
Yeah. So, you're thinking about the song, he said this world that I found is too good to be true. And, for many of us, that day when we said I do, we just knew our whole world, all our dreams had come true when we married each other. And, that really started that process of living this life together, achieving goals, and establishing who we are as a couple.
My dream came true when I first met you. I'm not being cheesy. It did. I've shared this before. I know that God ordained us, and I know that it was a discernment that I heard from God. But I said my dream came true. You brought it up from the standpoint of, in front of your family and getting married. But even when you see someone, I don't know if anyone has, I've heard a couple say that when I saw them, I knew I was supposed to be with them. I knew that was God told me to marry them. And I believe that because it happened to me. And my dream came true because I knew God was going to use our ministry. I knew God was going to use us to be a blessing. I didn't know in what capacity, but I just knew there was something special about us.
Well, that's good to know. I already knew that. So he said, standing here beside you, I have so much to give you. Now think about it. In a loving relationship, you want to make your spouse happy. You're willing, you're being intentional about doing things that make your spouse happy. Now, if that is not your goal, what has happened to your relationship?
What has happened?
Yeah, yeah.
That is not good because that's not going to help you achieve your life dream.
Then he says, the love in my heart is what I'm feeling for you. Now, when we're both working together to achieve our life goals, guess what? A building of love is a manifestation of that. So what he's saying is the love that I'm feeling is a result of that nucleus that we have as a couple.
I like that. I like that. And we need that nucleus as a couple because that's what motivates us and pushes us to create our shared meanings and our life dreams that we want to come true. So life dreams that we want to come true is basically based on a psychologist named John Gottman. We talk a lot about John Gottman because I'm a certified John Gottman therapist and he's a Gottman leader, right? And his research is very, it's valuable, it's valid, it's objective, and so it's research based. And so we see the benefits when you use it. So that's where we're getting the term creating life dreams.
Then I like the songwriter said, they say we're crazy, but I don't care about that. Put your hand in my hand. Don't never look back. So to me, I think about our unique relationship. A lot of people, because of what we do in the community, a lot of people get to see into our lives. And some people think, man, we are crazy for what we do. We dress alike every day. We color coordinate every day.
Even being quarantined.
Right. And sometimes people look at that as, man, that's crazy. That's something, I wouldn't do that. Well, it's not for you. It's for us. And it helps us to keep our connection, keep our bounds growing strong. And yeah, and it's important that, we continue moving forward. We don't let outsiders tell us what we know God has called us to do and get us distracted off of that.
That's why I have a dynamic marriage with Cher. I have a dynamic marriage with Demetrius. Seriously, because again, teamwork makes the dream work. We're not worried about everybody else. We're worried about what God has created us for in this time and place, and that we are together no matter what. Let the world fall apart. It's still us because we're together, heart to heart.
That's right. That's right.
I'm so glad I found you. I'm not gonna lose you. Whatever it takes, I will stay with you. Take it to the good times, see it through the bad times. Whatever it takes is what I'm gonna do. And say we're crazy. What do they know? Put your hands around me, baby. Don't ever let go. Let the world around us just fall apart. Maybe we can make it if we're heart to heart. And we can build this thing together, standing strong forever. Nothing's gonna stop us now. If this world runs out of lovers, we'll still have each other. Nothing's gonna stop us. Nothing's gonna stop us.
So he says, I'm so glad I found you. I'm not going to lose you. To me, that says, hey, when we said I do, it was a covenant. You're right. It was not designed for 2 years later, 10 years later, 15, 20 years later.
Till death do us part.
Right. It was till death do us part. And he says, hey, I'm not going to lose you. So to me, that says there's some work to be done. I'm going to do my part to keep this relationship strong, this relationship growing.
And when we do that, that helps us reach our life dreams because we can create a shared meaning. If you want to have a ministry, because God called you to the ministry, if you want to build your dream home, if you want to have a business, if you want to travel the world, these are some things that you can do together to create these life dreams. and they are so vital to the relationship.
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. He said, take it through the good times, see you through the bad times. Every relationship has its ups and downs. No matter how strong of a master couple you are, you still have little seasons here and there where things don't seem to be going right. Or sometimes it's external stressors like being in quarantine, maybe losing your job as a result of it, that creates that extra stress. But in a loving marriage where we're together, we're going to see each other through those times.
And what a wonderful way to see each other through those times, because we know we have each other. You know, especially even if our dream is something that we've created together. So, you know, you hear bad news, you like say, hey, you want to purchase a house, or you want to go on this cruise, and you hear all this bad news that you can't do. It doesn't mean that it's out. You can't do it no more. It might be a delay, but still you can keep pressing because you know that you guys are in it together. And when you're in it together, quitters never quit, and
winners never quit.
Winners never. Thank you. Winners never quit, and quitters never win. So
never
yes,
win.
you never win. So you keep winning. You keep pushing. You keep pressing.
Yeah. So they said we can build this thing together,
Yes.
standing strong forever. Now, in a covenant, that's what you do. You say, till death do we part. And a part of a covenant is working together to do the things that God has called both of you to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and not being willing to give up or give in just because times get a little rough.
Right, absolutely. I know God has shared with Demetrius and I things that he has forecasted for us in our future. And in the natural, it seems like, well, how is that going to happen? Financially, and just how's that going to happen? But one thing we know, God is a God of the impossible, and he helps us to, stay in the course and to continue to build what we build and not give up.
Yeah. And they say nothing
Can stop us.
So no thing can stop you. And there's a lot encompassed in that. But resilient couples have that resolve that we're going to be steadfast and unmovable.
Right.
We're going to make it through storms, whether it's financial storms, whether it's other situations, health situations. Maybe one of us has made a mistake. We can battle back. We believe truly that any marriage can be saved. So if you have that nothing's going to stop us attitude and you're committed to working together as a team, then you can accomplish those goals that you have.
Yes, creating a life dream come true.
Yeah. And I like what you said. Well, they said, if the world runs out of lovers, we'll still have each other. Because ultimately, who do you have? The Bible says that when we get married, we become one. A lot of times we like to hold on to our extended family, whether it's our parents, sometimes our children. But guess what? Your parents are going to go on and continue living their life. They let you go. Your kids, they're going to leave and find their own families to create. So ultimately, you really do only have each other. And what you put into the marriage through those years is really going to determine how it is in those empty nester years.
Yeah.
Definitely.
One more to go.
That's right. All right, let's finish this song on up.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about really quick the pillars to teamwork, because teamwork makes the dream work. And we're talking about dreams come true, creating life dreams that come true as a couple. And I think about one day we were with this lady, and she was helping us to talk about just reorganizing, restructuring, and she asked Demetrius and I, if you are building an empire, and she said, stop, you guys are building an empire, what does that look like? And to me, that was profound. I was like, we are building an empire. What does that look like? And it took me back to Gottman, always going back to those pillars that he talks about. So if there's a life dream that you guys want to create together as a unit, these pillars are very important that we want you to really think about. One is creating ritual connections. That's like goal setting.
Mm-hmm.
That's having State of the Union meetings. Where are we? How do we get there? Creating vision boards. Demetrius and I have been doing this for 5 years, 6 years maybe. Mm-hmm. Every year we have a vision board that we create together of what we see as far as our vision, as far as moving forward. And then too, Dee brought it up, we dress like each other, because it's like us saying, hey, we are committed to each other, we're connected to each other, so this is going to help us continue to move towards our dreams together. One thing I also do is when Demetrius goes and he ministers, I have these little cards, and they say encouraging words, or I'll take pictures of them, because I want him to know that my role and that this ritual connection that I'm creating for him is to help him to stay the course when those times get rough and hard. So that's a pillar,
Yeah, also just creating, date nights, and having what we consider your night together. Like for me and my wife, we like Thursday nights because typically there's not a lot of stuff going on, so we know we can catch up on our TV shows, we can go out, we can do things that, we've created that day to be our day, and we don't want to let anybody or anything come in the way of that.
Absolutely. Another pillar is supporting each other. Being able to support each other, not just in our individual roles, but as our role as a couple. We're talking about creating dreams come true, being a team player, and in creating that, know who you're married to. Who are you married to? I know for Demetrius, he loves affirmation, words of encouragement. And as far as we're working towards his individual goals and our marital goals, I'm always knowing that my role is to be his cheerleader and to be his biggest fan.
Yeah. I know for Shara, she loves that affection. So I got to keep my loving arms around her and make sure I'm saying sweet things to her as well. So, we've created a culture in our marriage where we are really working to fulfill each other in those different ways and to support each other.
Right. Another pillar is having our shared goals together. Meaning, do you have a mission statement? What's your mission statement for your relationship? We're the dynamic duo. Our mission statement is to impact people and glorify Him so we can please God in what we do and draw them to Him. So do you have a mission statement? Do you guys create milestones as far as, hey, this is where we want to be in 2 years, this is where we want to be in 5 years, and we're going to get there every step of the way?
Yeah, it's important to have goals, as a couple, because what is your marriage? Why did God bring you two together? That's one of the things I always pray for my couples is God, show them the plan and purpose that you have for their lives, because that gives you something to shoot for. It gives you value. It gives you worth. So really seek to understand what the goal and purpose of your unique marriage is for.
And so what Demetrius is talking about are pillar number 4, and that's your values. And that's symbolic in what God wants you to do in this reality, in this world. And so our values are very important. Our value in our relationship towards our spouse, towards our goals, can't say how much that is so critical as far as reaching and obtaining, looking upward to what God has in store for you. God has a lot in store for you.
He certainly does. All right, so finishing up this song, the songwriter said, all I need is you. You've all that I've ever needed. And that's so important, because really, outside of God, your spouse really is your number one priority. Mm-hmm. And understanding that we have to work together, don't allow nothing or nobody stop us, And what we'll do is we'll see that there is great value that we will have in our marriage as we continue working to that happier ever after.
So
All right.
when you talk about happy ever after, our relationship goal was achieving our life dreams and making them come true. And that will create a happy ever after. So it was a pleasure to be able to serve you in the Dynamic Duo Love Zone. Continue to follow us and subscribe to our our YouTube channel. Please subscribe to us on our YouTube channel. That is the Dynamic Duo Love Doctors. The Dynamic Duo Love Doctors. And also on our Facebook, that's Dynamic Marriage St. Louis. Our Facebook page, Dynamic Marriage St. Louis. We welcome your comments, your song requests. Thank you. We have had a lot of song requests. We're breaking them down, so be patient with us. And then also, you can also reach us on our website, www.cpfsstl.com. It's www.cpfsstl.com. So if you're looking to enhance your relationship, or if you see that you're struggling in your relationship, or if you have not even you began your relationship towards being married and you want to be that couple that, hey, you want to achieve the dreams to come true for your future, you can still contact us. So there's a lot of ways that we can help everybody where they're at. And that is contacting us at Christian Psychological and Family Services.
All right. Thank you again for grooving with us this evening.
And we'll see you soon.